What if our environment impacted our health? That's a silly question, Kel. Of course it does. So I'm 8.5 months pregnant. And one of the most interesting things I have found at the doctor's visits, really since we've been going, but especially in the last 10 weeks or so, is what my doctors look at when we go in for our checkups. They look at three main things that I've noticed. The first is they check the baby's position just to see where they are in the uterus and make sure they're preparing adequately for birth positions. The second is they check the baby's heartbeat to make sure that it's within normal ranges. And the third is they check for the levels of amniotic fluid, which is basically the environment that the baby's in 24/7. And I want to focus today's episode on that last one, because if the amniotic fluid levels are too high or too low, my understanding is that it can affect the health of the baby. So if we expand on that a little bit, and humor me here, because I understand this could be a little bit of a stretch, let's just call that the baby's environment. If there was too much or too little, we would just monitor the baby more closely. There might be some other tests that they would put us through. We're very fortunate that all of our levels have been normal so far. Things are going good. We don't have to monitor that portion of the pregnancy that closely. But my understanding is if there was too much or too little, it might put undue stress on the baby. So, expanding on what we talked about in an earlier episode about movement being important throughout our lifetime, I want to emphasize that our environment continues to be important throughout our lifetime. So let's imagine that every doctor visit you went to after you were born, your doctor asks about your environment, the equivalent of checking your amniotic fluid. They might ask you about things like the quality of your relationships and your friendships. They might ask you about your daily levels of stress. They might ask you what types of food are you eating, or how much water you're drinking, or the quality of the sleep that you're getting. They might ask you about your fulfillment in your community or in your job, or if you're involved in any hobbies or have learned any new skills recently. All of these factors can contribute to our environment. Then let's imagine that they were then able to take those factors and look at how they might be affecting your health, which they do in significant ways. Wouldn't that change our health and our healthcare? Like, what if instead of prescribing prescriptions for pain or weight loss or depression or high blood pressure or cholesterol or high stress levels, they actually went to the source of those things and offered you free and natural solutions that have been proven to work without any negative side effects? That'd be great for you. It'd be great for you. It would be really bad for the pharmaceutical companies and the medical industry as a whole. But it would be great for you as the patient. Really, as the person. I shouldn't even say patient. As a person, it would be great for you. Because that would put you, if that happened like it does now for my baby, from before we're born, if that happened from year 1 through year 101, we'd have a lot more people making it to 101 with the capacity to answer those questions, because they wouldn't have memory loss, and they wouldn't have, bed mobility issues. They wouldn't have those things because we have been monitoring them for the last 100 years consistently, because they're important. And we know that they're important, and we're taught that they're important because we're asked about them every year when we go to the doctor. So my challenge for you and for us as a society is to continue to examine that amniotic fluid, that environment that we're in 24/7. And if we recognize that there's too much or too little of something, we monitor it and adjust our plans so that it doesn't put undue stress on us. And that will keep us healthy, and as a very likely side effect, happy. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending some time with me today. Keep getting better every day. Drink a lot of water, sleep a lot, eat good food, and keep moving.